Hello, everyone. How are you? I have to thank everyone for all of their comments and emails. After the last video, I really appreciate the support. It was new to you guys, but really, this stuff's been going on for almost a year with me. I just don't let it affect me day to day. So everything's okay. I'm still doing well. I'm learning. Metatron is saying it's an exercise in trust and how to relax and let go, which I'm really good at. As a Scorpio with the fourth house moon, I'm really good at letting go. So, yeah, and everybody who has placements, I'm going to say like four and such, four and a little bit, to maybe like 16, 18 in Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio. Everyone is having those things happen, even if that's a progressed placement for you in your progressed chart. Same thing. It's letting go and allowing. Uh, Metatron is saying spirit to take up your part and trusting. And if we go as we level up, it gets to be a steeper learning curve, is what Metatron is saying. So I want to let you know I have this background up because I am part of a speaker series. It's free, an online event called Making Miracles Happen. And it began actually February 1st, but because of Omicron going on, for a lot of people all over the place in January, my video was done later. In fact, just a few days ago. So I believe I'm speaking on Valentine's Day. But when you register, it's free, like I said, and you'll get all of the videos. And there's 30 of us. So, and everybody involved is offering, the sun just came out. Everyone involved is offering a free gift, and I like some are doing discounted readings. I'm doing a discount soulmate reading just for people who have signed up with the Making Miracles Happen. And so that goes on through the end of February. So I'll leave that in the description box. So if you're watching on a computer, you hit show more. If you're on your phone, it's the downward arrow next to the title on the right side of the title. I would have shut the shares if I knew it was going to be right in my eye, but that's all right. That's all right. I'm just letting go. And so, yeah, you can just click on the link and sign up for that. It's free. And there are like 29 other people speaking. So, you guys could take advantage of the free gifts that everyone has to offer. And then on 2/22/2022, I believe I mentioned in the last Zoom meeting that we're going to have a meeting that day. That's actually a really big day astrologically. Let's see. There's the moon was going to trine, so harmoniously connect with Jupiter in Pisces, who's coming up to the midpoint in Pisces, and Nessus is there. So that Nessus is about wrapping up an ending or a cycle. And then the moon is square to Saturn, so it's good. It's a good day to release burdens, negativity, feeling weighted down. It's sextile in a 60-degree aspect to Venus, so making a choice for love and valuing ourselves. And it's sextile Mars, independence, freedom, adventure. And then it's in a harmonious trine to Neptune, which is like the planet we associate with spirit. So it's a great day astrologically. And that meeting will be a 2-hour meeting. If you are not on my mailing list, you can sign up by going on my website, and just there's a little box that will come up and you can fill out your information so that you're on the mailing list. This meeting that we have on the 22nd will be the template for monthly meetings moving forward. So after the solstice, because really that's when we're going to really start to be moving forward. Like once the solstice energy passes through, we're in sort of I don't know, like a almost like an in between phase, the way that he's showing it on, and almost like we're rocking back and forth in a boat. Maybe not going very fast, forward or back, right now. And yeah, all the planets are moving forward, but they were all moving forward when the almost the entire world went into quarantine or lockdown. So that doesn't always tell us a lot. They did start moving forward when Saturn was with the sun, and Saturn is the wall. Okay. So we're still in that place. A lot of times, too, when we like now, we have all of the personal planets, the 12th house from the sun, and the 12th house from the planet that they're answering to, Saturn. Well, all these personal planets, that's Mercury, Venus, and Mars, and well, Pluto isn't a personal planet, but he's also in Capricorn. That can be really heavy. For those of you who may have noticed, it can be sad. And then Sedna came to station this week. Now she's going to begin moving forward just before we have the full moon in Leo. But Sedna is like Neptune and Saturn together, which can be a bit challenging. It also gives tenacity and devotion. So that's the upside of it. But if you felt a little sluggish, that's just the way the energy that we're in right now. So anyway, on the 22nd, we're gonna do a 2 hour healing event. We will again work with Thich Nhat Hanh, Archangel Gabriel, and Archangel Azrael, and then whoever else, I'm sure, like Mother Mary, and Sananda, or Jesus, as he's more well known, will be there as well. And yeah, so I just want to talk about that first of all, that we're having, and I will put the link under the link for Making Miracles Happen. You can click on that, or you can go to my website, Astrology for Ascension, go to book a session, and then scroll down to live meeting. And that's where you can sign up. I always have a finite a number of spaces available because I listen to Metatron when he tells me how many people to have in the meeting. And then, he tailors what we're going to talk about to the people who are involved. If you aren't able to do it live because of time zone or whatever it is, you can always watch it after. It's nice. I've gotten so much good feedback from all of you about, being together, all of us being together and enjoying each other. And the vibration is so high when we're working together in that energy. But if you're not able to be live, you'll still feel that. And you know how spirit works. It doesn't matter if we're there like right at the moment. You'll still gain from that. We're going to work a lot. We talked about a virus that has nothing to do with 2020. The last time we met, we're going to work a bit more on that, and autoimmune disorders, not meant to substitute for medical treatment, obviously, but it's good to clean up the beliefs and the programs that go along with those things. So if that's something that you're interested in, we're going to talk about other things as well. And what are you saying about that strategy and planning, what it means to focus on ourselves. So that's all news to me. He's just telling me that now. So that's good. And then, like I said, it'll be 2 hours, and this is how we're going to, moving forward, I'll have the next video. I'll be ready to ask people to sign up if you're interested in doing the monthly healing work. That will be a live meeting, and then there will be videos that go out following up 10 days after and another 10 days after, and that will be for adjustments and attunements that you'll do alone, or it'll be you and your team of angels, so you'll be able to talk with them, and it's going to be called Metatron, the expression of God. I met him as a baby. Of course, like, this is something that I done before. That's why. So, and I had all of my gifts at age 11 when I went through the way we said it in the Bible, the way I said it then, the gifts of the Holy Spirit. And so I would like to share that with everyone. The mystic is the one that teaches you that you have all of that already in there and just helps you to find it. And that's what I am. That's what I do. I love doing it and I love working with the larger groups because I want to be able to reach as many people as possible. And then it gives those people who aren't, able to invest and as much work individually a chance to, be able to share in that healing as well. So, okay, moving on. We're going to talk about the full moon in Leo. And, this is going to be, thank goodness, that the planets, Mercury and the sun will have gotten away from Saturn. The sun will be 10 degrees away from Saturn by the time this full moon comes. And full moons in fire in the universal chart. The moon is at the ascendant. So just like last time, we had all of those planets in the first house. Now we have the moon right at the ascendant. So it's again going to be about focusing within. The moon is square the nodes of fate. The north node is with Sedna in Taurus. And this will bring up situations and circumstances that were going on November 19th with that full moon in Taurus, because that is where the moon was at that degree in Taurus. The Sabian symbol is a mature romance. And so there's a lot of romance stuff, by the way. Also, the asteroid Union is there as well. And then the south node is at 27 of Scorpio in Cancer. In the fourth house of Cancer, or traditionally that's Cancer. So that is about letting go and releasing. He's saying, and so it can be like patterns, habits, because Ceres is in Gemini, really close to the North Node in Taurus. It could be patterns of negative thinking or the way that we talk to ourselves, but always Leo, that fire energy, the sun, our inner spark, is the Christ child, right? That we all incarnate with, our inner Christ. In Buddhism, they call it, I believe it's called the inner Buddha, but you can correct me in the comments if I'm saying that wrong. But, the Christ story is really about each of us. And, born in a barn, born into nothing, born to people that maybe didn't know what the hell they were doing. But we keep that Christ, that light of Christ consciousness with us as we grow and mature. And if you ever have occasion to go to the Star Baby Nursery, it's a magical place, man. You get to see like what it's like before we come in. And we really are, Metatron is saying it's a celebration of life. And there's so much joy and hope, and it just raises your vibration so high. And then you can remember what it was like before you got here and got into the DNA suit and went through negative experiences. So this is about recapturing that hope and that joy that is still alive and well within us, that sustains us, that helps us to grow and to move forward, to act passionately, to move toward our own dreams and visions for our life. The sun is at the 28th degree of Aquarius, and because the sun is rules Leo, we look at that degree. So they're like not even a half a minute from the 28th degree. So it happens that the full moon is at 28 Leo, and then the sun facing it is at 28 Aquarius, because it's not even a minute. So it is the entrance to a vast complex of caves beneath a mountain range. So, and that's a lot to do with Scorpio, where that south node is, which is squaring the sun and the moon. And so that's really about going deep within ourselves, right? Letting go of the burden and what we have to do. And he's saying like traditional or learned responses to how we react to the situations around us just, Saturn square Uranus that we had all of last year and a lot of this year too is about releasing and changing and growing and maybe coming up with new goals that we want to work toward. It says this degree is intent on exploring the inner workings of ourself and life to learn what is underneath it all. It questions the purpose and validity of goals and realizes that beneath all striving and desire are other deeper motives, which the person being influenced by them may not even be aware. You know, you may see someone who you know personally who seems to be very greedy. A lot of times that can come from a feeling of insecurity. And a lot of times in the subconscious, you know, love and security are confused with money. And so rather than being in a place of judgment, looking at that person with compassion and having compassion for their insecurity. It seeks out the least obvious aspects of experience for the purpose of reaching a holistic picture by searching for the missing or abandoned pieces. So that's kind of like the detective work that we do, right, with the South Node in Scorpio. Looking at what is hidden, reading between the lines, using our spidey sense to find out what the hell is going on. Also, that day, Sedna, Pallas Athena, and Jupiter are all parallel by declination. And parallel by declination is a different way. It's like how they are up in the sky, like being able to see them. If you could see them, Sedna is too far out. But being able to see them together, it would look as if it was a conjunction. And so it feels as if it's a conjunction. So Pallas Athena, you know, she is a force and she's a warrior goddess. She's the goddess. I had her, but I think she's too far away for me to show you. But she is our own inner wisdom, speaking our truth, speaking truth to power. South Node in Scorpio, moving away from fear and paranoia, and getting caught up in all of the illusion that we have going on. You know, Jupiter and Neptune and Pisces with Nessus, and then Pluto at the end of Capricorn ruling that South Node is a lot of fear and paranoia and people thinking that they're on to something that is really just a foolish nonsense, and that's kind of become a collective thought, you know. I was going to mention when I talked about having COVID that for about 3 or 4 days or longer before I knew that I had it, I kept calling a friend of mine and saying, I can't get into my body. I don't know what I feel so afraid of. I really had no idea. But it was the consciousness of the virus. It was because there's so much fear connected with it. And I've had people tell me that happened to them when they were vaccinated too, because there's so much fear surrounding those. The first time that I felt it, when it had just started and I had it in my space, I felt really exhausted and sluggish, but I didn't feel afraid. We've done that. All of us collectively have put that fear there. And it's because of all of the nonsense in the ethers that's coming from this paranoia and like hysteria is what he's saying, like hysterical fear. Mars and Venus are together in Capricorn. They're about 1 degree away from the fixed star Vega at the same degree in Capricorn. That's the divine lovers. You know, and Capricorn, they may not be super passionate, but they travel together from the time of this full moon on the 16th all the way through the equinox. I think I've been saying solstice for the equinox. I can't even I have no excuse. Mercury is with Pluto today, but that's not going to do it. But anyway, yeah, so the divine lovers are going to be traveling together from Capricorn, the middle of Capricorn, with the fixed star Vega. And the fixed star Vega is known in Babylonian times as the queen of life. She looks like Mother Mary's vibration, that light blue vibration of Mother Mary, which I happen to have, actually. this color, Vega. It's the fifth brightest star in the northern hemisphere. It's pretty bright, and it was the North Pole star up until like 12,000, and it will be the North Pole star again, like many, many, many years from now. But yeah, so they come together there. So that really tells me like the balance of the masculine and feminine within ourselves, and how do we parent ourselves? How do we groom ourselves as we're, growing through all of the changes, huge changes happening in the world and individually. They'll be together, like I said, through the equinox. Saturn and Uranus are about 6 degrees apart. That's still pretty, for these big boys that are been in this conversation in October are only going to be 2 degrees apart. It's still happening. And for people who don't have any placements around the degrees of the fixed sign that they're affecting that I mentioned earlier, it's not such a feeling of, urgency or big stuff going on. But for those of you who have placements at those degrees of the fixed signs, like I said, 4 to about 16, 18, depending on the planet, I'd say 16, 18. And what else was I going to mention? Yeah, that union, Sedna union, the asteroid union is about like soulmate union. And Sedna is devotion and tenacity. And it's at the degree, they're at the degree of a mature romance with the North Node. That's the direction that we're moving in. The full moon happens in London at 4:56 p.m. on the 16th. That's an 11, so a master number. And in Sydney, it's on the 17th at 3:56 a.m. And Central Standard Time, it is the 16th at 10:56 a.m. So he really wanted me to emphasize that we all have the baby Christ, little baby Christ internally. I usually say, as jokingly, like that I'm going to pray to little baby Jesus for things. But, reigniting, because Leo, allowing your own inner creativity and sense of fun and joy and romance to come alive again, remembering that you're important. And he's talking about with Mars and Venus being together, solidifying your will to move forward, understanding your value, and that you're going to remind yourself and your inner child daily that he or she deserves a chance, a new lease on life. Really, a lot of things coming up with relationships. For most of, a lot of you are dealing with relationship issues. If it's not a romantic relationship, some other relationship. And, that Pallas Athena, Sedna, Jupiter always, remember, expands whatever he's closest to. So having them all parallel by degree tells me that this will be an ending of a big ending of a karmic cycle, especially when Jupiter in the sky is so close to Nessus. Also, Jupiter, just to make note, for the next about month, Jupiter will be really close to a fixed star called Arcanar or Achenar that is relates to like the river of stars and crossing through the river of stars to the other side kind of thing. So dreams, people with placements there tend to have a very active dream life or have great imaginations, are really creative. So that's good, and we'll probably be getting a lot of messages. Mercury, by the time of this full moon, will move into Aquarius. Mercury in Aquarius brings us like a new vision of the future, great ideas, how to use our expertise, our talents, where we are the expert, where we want to focus, and, bringing that to a wider audience. Anything that we have to sell or, just being noticed at work, standing out in some way. And he's a genius when he's in Aquarius too. So I know there'll be a lot of ideas like ingenuity, And Sphinx is still with Juno. Sphinx and Juno is like partnering with the secrets, the mysteries of the universe. And then with Mercury in that grouping, it's like that coming to light somewhere in our consciousness. So, yeah. So that's all I have now. And go ahead and look at to click on those links. By the time this video goes up, I'm making this on Friday, the 11th. And when this goes up on the 12th, I will have sent out a newsletter with both of the links for you to sign up for Making Miracles Happen, which is myself and 29 other speakers. That is free. It goes on through the month of February. And for the recordings that you've missed, you get the ones that have started from the first moving forward when you sign up. And then you can also sign up for the healing event that we'll have on February 22nd, 2022. Or if you say it the other way, 2022. I like the number 12. And yeah, that's part of the reason this video is going to go out on the 12th as well. So sending you guys so much love. Again, thank you so much for all of your support. I appreciate it. I've been shadow banned now for almost 2 years. It gets old. If there was another platform that wasn't owned by Google, I would get on it. But we just really don't have a choice right now. So if you would mind liking or commenting, hitting the notifications bell, subscribing, that will help me. They only are showing my video like in my immediate area now. That's a new thing too. So until the AI likes me again or shows the videos, I really appreciate your help with that. And sending you guys so much love. Be patient with yourself with this energy for the full moon. It is a bit emotional. I'm not going to pretend like it's not. But full moons are usually about releasing emotion. And a lot of times before we get to the joy of the inner child, they need a little help, releasing some old and icky sadness. So sending you guys so much love. I look forward to seeing you on the 22nd. Those of you who are joining me for the live meeting. And take care, everybody. Bye-bye.